Yo guys, Superior David here. Just rolled out of bed and saw that we're getting a couple quick but very impactful nerfs to standards, so thought I'd go over these very fast with you guys. And just a heads up, there'll be no best decks video. It was going to go up today, but because of these changes, that's not happening anymore because I think this will definitely shake up the meta. So let's get into my morning coffee and dig into these nerfs. But anyways, as you can see here, the first real big nerf here is to Sire Denathrius. Finally, Daddy D is taking a hit here, and this was just a long time coming. And basically, he's going from Infuse 1 for his effect to Infuse 2, and this is like significantly worse. Basically, Sire D deals like half as much damage now, and that's so like this is like a pretty significant nerf to Sire D, and I expect his play rate to just plummet. I don't know if you really run him even in Druid anymore because, like, you know, it takes so much work to actually get him online now. And while I'm happy to see him get nerfed for sure, I feel like this is a pretty big freaking nerf that honestly was definitely like needed, but it feels like it came like a little bit too late because now that the new expansion's out, we got some very powerful things that could sort of just fill the role that Sire D has been occupying the past couple months. So I'm happy to see him finally get nerfed. I probably will not disenchant my golden copy because I think he looks pretty cool. But I don't know, let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comments. I think Sire D was definitely a very annoying card that needed to get brought down in power. He's definitely brought down in power, probably to the point of being unplayable, but I guess we'll have to like wait and see how things shake out. Now, as you can see for the second nerf here, this one I think was pretty much expected as well. Shockspitter going from 2 to 3 mana. This is a great change. I feel like Shockspitter Hunter was able to drop just a little bit too much damage too early in the game, and this kind of nerf still like keeps the power of the Shockspitter in line. Like it could still like go face, but it's just a bit slower. And by a bit slower, I mean it's actually like quite a bit slower because like now if you want to weave in like 2 in a turn, you gotta wait till you have 6 mana and still you have 4 mana. So actually, pretty big nerf. On its surface, you might think, yeah, 1 mana, not a big deal. But, 1 mana nerfs typically go a long way. But I expect Shockspitter Hunter to still see some play. It just won't be as powerful as it was before. And now for the elephant in the room. Yes, there are still some very powerful cards that were not hit in this patch. Looking at Twitter, it seems like Alec was saying that this is not a normal balance patch. It was just like a quick little thing to just bring a couple cards in power, and it seems like we're gonna probably get some, a bigger patch in a few weeks. So hopefully, a few weeks means like next week or maybe next 2 weeks. But there are definitely some cards we want to get brought down in power for sure. As you can see here, they have their eye on Bran. Bran is a card that I feel like has really been skirting the line in terms of power level for a while now, and so I wouldn't be surprised to see him get hit in some way because I feel like he's a big enabler of some of the annoying strategies in Hearthstone right now, but albeit not the only one. But like if you look at the stats for Bran too, like it's actually like quite amazing. He is in like half of all decks right now, which like I didn't even realize. Like that's like Sire DZ territory, and he's even Renathal. But yeah, I don't see Renathal getting a nerf anytime soon. I feel like the card actually kind of okay, and I think he was more of a. I think Renathal was more of an issue because of Sire D giving you the flexibility to play like this just mid-rangey minion pile strategies, and I think without Sire D, Renathal probably gets a lot worse. But yeah, Bran is pretty ridiculous, and I would not be surprised if he gets nerfed next patch, as well as a couple cards from Rogue that I'm going to go over real fast over here. So I'm going to be surprised if the Sinstone Graveyard does not get nerfed next balance patch. I feel like with the nerfing of like Sire D as well as Shockspitter Hunter, Miracle Rogue is like a major power outlier right now. Like I don't know how many runestones Jay Alexander has given to Blizzard to not nerf this card now, but oh my goodness, I'm just like amazed that this wasn't even like just brought up to 3 mana, because I feel like it'd still be probably playable, and I mean it'd still definitely be playable in Miracle Rogue. And then I 100% also expect Draka to maybe be brought down in power as well. I feel like both of these cards in Miracle Rogue are just very unfun to play against, and I've had games where I lose to a big old Draka weapon like turn like 3, even just 4 on curve, where it's like 12 attack, and I'm like, well, there goes the game, and it's not exactly the most fun. And I definitely expect Graveyard and Draka to get a hit in a balance patch later on. But moving on down, it seems like at the higher levels, Blessed Priest is also becoming a bit of an issue, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a change to Boon of the Ascended as well, particularly because it sort of has like the same issues as like the Sinstone Graveyard, in that like you get all these like stats down, and you don't really have much way to interact with them. I mean, with the Sinstone Graveyard, the minion is stealth, so yeah, you can't really do much about that. But with Boon of the Ascended, it's like the stats you get here are not silenceable, and so if you can't like apply enough pressure to kill the Boony minion like early in the game by like cheating like big stats onto the board, or unless you're like running like a super controlling deck, which has frankly just been pushed out of the meta by like other sort of combo decks, you just can't deal with this, and it's very unfun, and especially in the blessed style decks that can combo off like turns like 4 through 6. So I'm hoping for a change to Boon of the Ascended, but I'm not holding my breath here. I feel like they've been not sort of reluctant to change this card, but I don't know. We'll have to see on that one. And then finally, I feel like Druid is still a problem, mainly due to the new Anubricon. Anubricon basically has sort of created like this new form of ramp druid where, frankly, Sire D wasn't really even used that much as like the ultimate win con in druid anymore. Like, sure, you still played Sire D if you had him like infused, and you can still win games with him, but I think for the most part, due to Anubricon and his mana cheating ability, for the most part, it seems like druid is really shifting towards the Astalor as a means to close out games. And so, do I think Anubricon and Astalor are problems? Not really. I mean, like Anubricon, maybe that's he's managing. That's always kind of scary. But Astalor, I feel like is a relatively fine card. I think he's more so an issue because of Bran, which as I pointed out here, they have their eyes on Bran. So I wouldn't be surprised if Bran dies for just Anubricon, Astalor, Druid sins here. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this balance patch down in the comments. I gotta go finish having my morning coffee and waking up, but I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you do, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to the channel, and I guess best decks video will probably come sometime towards the middle of next week now, as I just want to see how the meta shakes out, and I just also want to be on edge in case there's going to be another balance patch next week. Never know when this stuff is coming, so hope you guys enjoy again, and in the meantime, stay superior. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.
My